powerful. He brings in the Marines, which really actually distract the battlecruisers. The Marines are great in huge groups. Like, you can't do much with just a few Marines, but they will at least distract stuff while the big guns come in. Another fun fact is, if you see the new animations for deaths, they can make conditional death animations now. They don't all die in the same way, so you'll see these guys, they kind of go on fire and fall apart. Here's the new Yamato cannon going off. Boom. And here's another one going off. Boom. That blows up that command center, and now he's in real trouble. If you look at his mineral count, he only has 300 minerals. He has his command center up here, which is just barely mining out his main, and yeah, he has to do long distance. Well, he doesn't quite have to do long distance mining at this point, but he's pretty close to having to do long distance mining to even build a replacement command center. He's in deep trouble at this point. He can't expand here really easily because of these destructible rocks he'd have to get through. And yeah, it's a pretty huge blow to him right there. This nearly ends the game. Well, it basically does end the game for him. I think I retreat at this point just to kind of repair and rebuild. I guess I lost most of my battlecruisers coming out of there. Here I am considering expanding. I did this high yield area instead. That's the same command center again. So I start blowing up these destructible rocks. But he still has a scout here, which isn't the same Marine from earlier. It's now a Marauder, but it does go over here and blow up this command center pretty soon. So he starts blowing up his command center, or this siege tank, and I have to pull out my command center again, or fear it getting destroyed. Yeah, I've moved in another tank here to help defend this base, so between these two tanks I can pretty easily defend this base. Siege tanks are just as powerful as they used to be before. It's pretty huge damage, AoE, etc. I finally put up some missile turrets inside my own base. As you can see, I'm kind of ringing this edge, and this guy can hit pretty much the entire cliff, so it'd be pretty hard for Reapers to get back in again. And I'm still building battlecruisers. Obviously these guys have to have tech labs, but I'm setting this place up to have a reactor so I can build some Vikings to back up my battlecruiser force, because basically the only things that are blowing them up right now are his Vikings, which are still pretty strong anti-air units. Again, he managed to scout my butt. And again, I lift off to run away and bring up my battlecruisers to defend, I believe. I have so many failed expansion attempts in this game, it's unbelievable. He does manage to set up an expansion down here after he manages to get enough resources again. So he's attempting to expand again in a location that I haven't really been in a while. I do believe I scan that in a second, just an attempt to figure out, kind of what's going on at the map. I scan pretty much also there. I scan on his base to see what else he's kind of building, and then I scan up in here, and then I scan somewhere else in a second. I'll put it on me so I can see it. One of the nice things that I've noticed from Starcraft2 is, with the old version, if you had a replay from an old version of the game, you had to go download the whole executable and do some really crazy stuff to get it to run again.
Ready to blunder.
Now the game will actually just ask, do you want to relaunch in the old version of StarCraft and run the game, the replay? And it'll just do that. It's straight up really easy. It's no more, oh no, I have an old version of the game, blah blah blah, I'm in trouble. It just does it for you. There you go. I just scanned this base, and now he knows he's in trouble. I have my Vikings in here to deal with his... He brings in his Vikings to try to defend, but my battlecruisers come up to blow his Vikings up and blow up all of mine. I'm kind of flip-flop back and forth between attacking and defending here, which was kind of a mistake on my part. And then I decide that it's worth it to take out this base instead. So I throw a Yamato cannon at it, move my battlecruisers around some more, and these two battlecruisers just manage to tear pretty much everything up. And that pretty much ends it on his front. This expansion's down. He's going to have to rebuild here to do anything. see these 2 refineries are done, and these 2 guys are idle because they were actually mining from those refineries. There's, again, like I said before, no more mining from the refineries after they're gone. After they're out, they're out. It's over. There he goes, rebuilding here. But he's pretty starved for resources at this point. He's got a ton of extra gas, but no minerals to do anything with. Still long-distance mining. Huge trouble. I regroup once again at my base because I'm down to 2 battlecruisers again. I have a few Vikings running around. He's still scouting, blowing up, a few extra things. But yeah. Once I think if you look, you can see the timer over here. The game ends before it does. But if I managed to hold this expansion, it would have made the gap even bigger than it is right now. He's got very little going on. Still trying to finish up his expansion down here. And I have just 2 battlecruisers, it looks like. I'm going to speed this up because the game is pretty much over at this point. I'm mined out in my main. He's mined out in his main. He's just got this expansion up and running again. And there I've managed to expand here. I bring in my Vikings to blow up this last Viking over here. Da-da-da-da. Here they go. I land, I think, try to put some damage on the starport, which is a real dangerous thing going on in this base. They don't have any Goliaths anymore. You have to build Thors to do any anti-air, but Thors are actually fairly weak. Like they do a lot of damage, but you got to back them up. Kind of the same thing as a battlecruiser, except even worse, frankly. They're not that great on that front. I blow some Yamato cannons on the starport to try to take it out before finishing it off. Obviously, it does manage to do so. Reapers can't hit air, by the way, so if you do manage to tech to air before the Reapers show up, they will be defenseless. And there's the GG from Starcraft, which is a very good game. I love this game. This is a great game for me. I really enjoyed playing it. The big thing here is, like I said, those 4 Reapers right in the middle of the game, they seal the deal for me. That pretty much gets me back in the game and basically wins it for me. He is kind of reeling for resources from that point onward. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you very much for listening.